from my Grandma Fanny's diary. We are on November the 19th, 1942. Today I did the laundry and folded the wash. The video you're about to watch is actually a throwback video, one that I did a long time ago. And the reason for that is because I've been spending the last couple days with my grandchildren. We've been doing a lot of fun things, and there will be videos to come sharing that. This is only the second time in the course of 2 years where I actually took a video and reused it. This video was very special to me because I really enjoyed the food that you're about to see. Plus, it was very low viewed video, so many of you never seen it. Thank you so much for understanding, and I hope you enjoy these videos.
Pretzels, and what you do is you're going to take 6 cups of any pretzel that you like, and I'm going to add this whole bag. Might have been a little more than 6 cups. And to that we are going to add 3 tablespoons of butter, and this is the 3 tablespoons. Now it's not all totally melted. If you had a microwave, this would be really simple. But it's not totally melted, but that's okay because we're going to put this in the oven. Just going to mix it around a little. Chop up some of this butter. 3 tablespoons of mustard. Now I hope I have 3 tablespoons left. I have to make some mustard, and that's an upcoming video I'll be working on. And I know this may not look too appetizing at the moment, but you're going to bake this in a slow oven. Be baked in a slow oven for about 1 hour. So although it doesn't look very appetizing at the moment, it is an amazing snack. Okay, to that we're going to add 2 tablespoons of honey. Now this is a recipe that you can really change around if you like. You don't have to have as much honey. You don't have as much mustard. This is one of those recipes that you don't have to be precise at all. I'm going to stir it around a little more. And then we're going to add a half a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. Now I like the flavor of this. This is really good. And then to that we're going to add just a little bit of garlic powder. Garlic powder, and it calls for only 1/8 of a teaspoon, which is not enough for me, so I add a little more garlic powder. And my friends, that's it. So we're going to stir it around really good. And we're going to bake this in 250 degrees for 1 hour, and you stir it every 15 minutes. And it is really good. I'm telling you, it is really good. I've been making this for 15 years now. So we're going to just put it like that. Now there's little bits of butter. Technically you're supposed to have all the butter melted, but I was trying to heat it on top of my stove, on my oven, and it wasn't heating right. So just go ahead and use that in the microwave to heat up your butter, to melt it. That's what it looks like. Now you see, some of the pretzels are coated more than others. That's all right. In fact, these really coated ones are really good. Now, a few of you are worried about the salt. Yes, the salt would be a little bit on the high side. Like with everything, you eat this in moderation. Everything's moderation. But if you go to the website, they tell you exactly how much salt is in it, how much all of those technical nutrition it has on the website. So if you're really concerned about that. And I'm sure you can alternate it as well, however you would like it. But there you go, my friends. We're going to stick this in the oven for 1 hour. Then I'm going to show you what it looks like when it's cooled and how I store it. Okay, the pretzels are done, and they are so good, my friends. If only you could smell them. They're all cooled off now. So I take my gallon jar, and we fill them with it. And there you got a snack. That's a little more special than just plain pretzels. So if you get hungry, and you want to pick something up just a little bit to snack on, these pretzels are great. It has very little Worcestershire sauce in it. Now you know Worcestershire sauce is high in salt. It has very little of that in it. But I will share with you the website where they came from, and then you can take a look for yourself. But that is a cheap snack. You can also use it in the bigger pretzels. You can use any kind of pretzels. There you go, my friends. Great snack. Yum, yum. I have my trusty old bread machine that I got for 50 cents over 7 years ago. And I'm going to make some homemade white bread. Now, what I use this for generally is to mix the dough up, and then I will shape it, and you'll see me shaping it, and we'll bake it that way. So, the first thing, like I promised you, I want to always show you where I get my recipes from. I got this cookbook for 50 cents. This is my favorite bread machine cookbook because it shows you big, in-depth pictures of what you're making. So today's cookbook comes from The Electric Bread. And it's by Williams and Simona. This is a really old book. Bread machines were really widely popular in the 90s, and they were so expensive. And a lot of people don't use bread machines anymore, but I like to use my bread machine to mix up my dough, to do the heavy work of making bread. And really it doesn't take much electricity because you're not baking your bread in it. And the only electricity you really use is for it to knead the dough, and it does have a small heating element in it. But it really works out great this way for me, and I just really enjoy making my bread this way. Because while my bread is kneading, I can go and do some other chores. When you're using a bread machine recipe, you always want to put the ingredients in as they are stated. So the first ingredient is water, and we are going to use 1 1/8 cup of water, warm water, and we put it directly into our bread machine pan. 3 cups of white bread flour. And this is some of my canned flour that I oven canned, which I will share with you in the link above. To that, we're going to add 1.5 tablespoons of dried milk. And then 2 tablespoons of sugar. I'll read these recipe out at the end of this. You can substitute honey for the sugar. 1.5 teaspoons of salt. And 2 tablespoons of butter. And what I do with my butter is I will just cut it up very finely. But it all gets incorporated because when the heating is on it to help it rise, it will melt it. And then it calls for 2 teaspoons of fast rise yeast or 3 of active rise. And this doesn't say either. It says instant. So I'm going to go with the 3 teaspoons of it. Not sure why they don't tell me what it is. It just says instant. So we'll go 3. And that's it, my friends. Now all we got to do is put it in the bread machine and it's all ready to go. Alright, so now we're getting the bread out of our bread pan. And I am hoping I don't have to use any flour, because the least amount of flour, the best and the lightest it makes it. So what we're going to just do is we're going to take our pan and we're just going to shape it. Shape it like this. And we're going to put it in our pan, just like this. Then I'm going to show you where I'm going to have it rising. So now we have 2, I made another loaf, so now we have 2 loaves. Okay, and that's what it looks like. Since it's such a warm day, we're going to take both of these and we're going to cover it with a flour cloth. We use these all the time here in the homestead. So we have our bread outside here, where you can see. And we're going to let it rise, and it's going to rise about 2 hours, and then we could bake it at 350 for another 25 to 30 minutes. So I'll show you what it looks like when it's done rising. You tap it, and if it sounds hollow, then your bread is done. So we're going to let it in for just a few minutes more, and our bread is finished. Let's give it a try. That is really good. Dip a little of our homemade bread in it. And that is amazing. To can, go ahead and check this recipe out. It's a perfect canning recipe. If you don't like to can, you can go ahead and still use that same recipe, just don't can it. Everyone, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Just to remind you, the onion soup recipe is in the link below. Hey, take a look, it's right here. I show you how to can it, or you can just make it to eat right away. Take care, everyone. We'll see you guys tomorrow.